The future of performance isn't better targeting or optimization, it's better systems. The question isn't whether you need to close the loop, it's whether you can do it fast enough. We're Nest and we've closed the loop. We're all aware that the ground is changing underneath our feet. Over the last 30 years, there's been kind of three big changes in advertising. You've had broadcast, TV, press, outdoor, kind of one-to-many advertising. Then the advent of the internet brought us to one-to-some advertising, so you can advertise to audience pools or kind of behavioral pools. But now what we're moving into is AI-powered advertising, so one-to-one personalized advertising. And most brands just aren't built for this new world. And here's the uncomfortable maths around creative. So we go back, say, 4 or 5 years, brands could get away with having 5 hero creatives in their accounts to make it work. Where we've moved to right now is that brands maybe have 30 assets a month, 40 assets a month, 50 assets a month. And as we move into this new world of personalization, that brands that are winning right now are doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ads a month, and volume is happening, and it's happening for a reason. And the reason is, if you think about it just very simply, if you ship 20 creatives into the Meta system, that gives you 20 opportunities to show. If you ship 500 ads into the system, that gives you 500 opportunities to show. So creative volume is no longer nice to have, it's the performance ceiling. So now let's talk about why most organizations are struggling to kind of capitalize on this opportunity.
Creative production simply can't keep up with what modern platforms need. How do we keep up with this demand for volume, for variation? And we need loads of hooks, we need loads of different angles, we need product in the center, we need product being used, we need UGC, we need hundreds of variations, we need volume, we need the ads to look different. And creative hasn't really ever worked in this way before, and that's why the workflow is broken. We're really entering into this new world of volume, variation, and brands are just struggling to figure out what is the way that we keep up with this. Brands that are going to win in this future of the way we work are the ones that realize that if performance flows directly into creative production without any lag time, then everything will compound, and strategy doesn't become a quarterly thing that you do with your brand. Strategy becomes something that you're looking at monthly, weekly, like daily even. So you keep this loop whilst also maintaining that brand integrity at the same time.
I think we need to start thinking about the whole end-to-end process as a unified loop. So that involves creative production, campaign management and optimization, data analysis, which then feeds back into creative production. And the winners in the space now are going to understand that and try to bring the teams together. This is our biggest lever we have for optimization. Most businesses now are operating on a monthly creative cycle. So we're essentially operating 12 times a year, and that's simply not good enough. So the future of paid social is how quickly can we optimize that loop.
We actually started building the product before the Andromeda update. We really wanted to start with first principles for the new world. This is not just about kind of automating all the stuff that we used to do. It's about the future around performance and scale.
And then it's also connecting dots. So you're talking about the loop. The ability to draw insights from activity a lot quicker and in much more volume is going to help inform the creative output, the creative production. So not just speeding up the cycle at which we can learn, produce, and set new things live, but also connecting teams together so that we're getting the most out of the combination of people as well as people plus tech. So Hummingbird, we basically pull in the data from platforms. So we plug in a Meta ad account, for example. Hummingbird will then trawl through the history of performance of your entire ad account. And then from that, and on the basis of that, it's going to understand patterns, trends, and the performance benchmarks for a specific ad account. Using that, our teams, when they log in the morning, they get a Slack notification with all of the different actions that need to be taken on the platform, right? So things that need pausing, things that need creative refreshes, things that are actually working fine, because that's important to know as well. And so our teams will use their context, their human judgment, to basically decide if we're going to make changes on the ad account or not. If you think about it, that's removing hours and hours of analysis and skipping straight to the action and the most important actions that can be taken on a specific account to get the most ad performance. In the performance sense, that's the core of it. Additionally, it does creative fatigue prediction. So using the history of data, Hummingbird can analyze and predict when a specific creative or ad is going to fatigue. The reason this is important is because that allows us to get visibility of how much content is going to be needed at any given stage. So we can come to you as the brand and say, hey, look, from what we can see, we need 20 new bottom of funnel assets in 2 weeks' time and 3 new top of funnel videos in 3-4 weeks' time. This allows you to cost effectively plan, prepare, and resource new content shoots or content edits and things along those lines. This allows us to then improve rapidly the state and the performance of any Meta ad account or TikTok ad account, social ad account, as we go over, speeding up that loop.
The kind of human expertise is a really key part of this. So what we're trying to do is build around our workflows and allow for kind of human overrides and human inputs. Because this isn't, what we're not saying is, okay, throw everything out, just run all your kind of advertising and your creative production with AI. It's not that at all. But AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting, but we still need to allow for the human input around kind of ideation and insight. But yeah, ultimately everything is built around the idea that scale and personalization matter for performance as well as speed.
We built this because we saw the platforms investing in AI, and AI itself gave us the capability to develop much faster than we ever could before. And we understand the brands and we understand how to build tech. So we looked at our internal processes, we looked at what would make the brands perform better on the platforms, and we started to build to solve these problems. And by building to solve these problems, the goal and where we've got to is delivering state-of-the-market performance better than any other agency can, better than any other in-house team can.
We're not a traditional agency bolting on AI, and we're not a tech platform that doesn't understand brands. We built marketing infrastructure, taking the best of what AI has to offer, not using it gratuitously, and coupling that with human expertise through our team.
The future of performance isn't better targeting or optimization, it's better systems. The question isn't whether you need to close the loop, it's whether you can do it fast enough. We're Nest and we've closed the loop.